That's my daisy chain sushi, and only a couple of them didn't work out. They're the end pieces, so it's normal to waste the end pieces. And these are the videos that we're going to review today. And I guess I'll show you my outfit. So it's just shorts and t-shirt. That I used to wear these shorts quite often. I love them, and now I fit them. And they wouldn't normally, like, if my hips were smaller, then they would have went on a long time ago. But the size of my hips and the style of the shorts, they're just not cut for hips. So I'm going to show you. I was also going to mention that I don't actually, if you looked at me yesterday while I was wearing this, which I told you it was size 7, and I'm not making it up. That's what it says, is 7. You probably thought, wow, she's gotten thin. I know James did. But if you look at me wearing like a stripe going this way, don't look thin, look normal. And I know that I used to wear these shorts all the time. So there you go. Now, and I'm going to try to do this without flashing everyone. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, it went. Okay. So I used to wear this bikini top all the time. And I'm going to try with these shorts. And so today I am again. Now we're going to look. I tried to sweep off the deck here. So we'll see how that goes.
It took a lot of
it took
work I could do inside.
Yes.
Over the sound of the wind.
Yes. Because the garbage likes to accumulate here. So
it's in the lead pretty well, any major wind here.
Did I turn it on? Okay, I think I did.
It's hard to see outside.
It's very hard to see outside. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, so let's see again if I can do it. Boy, oh boy, it's hard to do. $117.2. So that's what I am today. So,
a little low.
It's just fine. So, there we go. I'm going to pull this in a bit so that James can talk, and he's going to talk to you about the videos that we watch. So, there you go, James.
Okay, videos.
Yep. And there the videos are on the side there. Yep. So you can start with Soul Elimination if you want, or you can start with something completely different. That is just
nice.
fine.
Expose suspicion. Some secrets are better left buried. So, Mira Sorvino and Keanu Reeves star in this. I hope I'm saying her name right. Mira Sorvino. I think I've heard of her. Academy Award winner. Okay, so I watched part of it. I fell asleep. See, just thinking about it made me yawn. But it's actually not that bad. I was basically, geez, Keanu Reeves is a long tie here. It looks almost as long as Donald Trump's ties. Those of you who think Donald Trump's ties are a modish affectation should realize that I worked at the cop shop and I learned quite a few things in 2 years, almost 2 years, I would say. They'd be ordering up uniforms for the guys, and or parts of uniforms, and guys would be asking for shirts. And they'd say, order me up a talls, or someone would say, so you want the talls for that? These would be the guys with big, big guts. And there were quite a few there with big guts. Really unacceptable. And I asked, what does talls mean? And they said, well, that's for fat guys. It's just, I suppose it's a euphemism, right? Talls. And that's why Trump wears the big long ties. It's to try to give a vertical there, along with his, I think he wears his coat open, or something like that, his suit coat. He used to wear three-piece suits, as I recall, back in the 80s, back when you didn't have to wear collars type of shirts. But I think they'd have trouble fitting a vest around them to make up the three-piece suit ensemble. So it was kind of like a tall, I hope he didn't seem to have put on weight or anything like that. So you saw the whole of this show, right?
Uh-huh.
Pretty good? Or okay? Or lousy? I made a mistake asking whether it was full. That was ignorant of me, but I just woke up, so it's just a mistake. Yeah, that was...
The sushi.
Yeah, so...
The movie, no, I didn't think so. They were trying for some things.
Yeah.
They were trying to be artful. And the woman was seeing angels and stuff, and...
Yeah, it was kind of weird sort of thing.
Yeah.
How did they... Oh, well, we don't want to do a spoiler alert, so... We'll just say she was seeing ghosts and spirits and angels or whatever, so...
Yeah.
Let you figure it out. Keanu actually did a much better job in this one than he did in the one we saw just previously, the one where he was playing an angel with truncated wings, like wings that were too short. And
good luck or good fortune.
Yeah, he looked like a dab chick, with angels that couldn't fly. So
no, he did a better job in this one.
Way better, and that's largely a function of directing. Like he was moving his head around a lot. It looked as though his head was going to fall off, like a bobblehead. It was going to fall off in the movie where he was playing an angel. And I guess that comes down to Aziz or whatever, the guy who put that thing together. But, and Aziz, I don't think's really that sharp a cookie. He's a funny actor. He's a good comic actor and stuff like that. Largely because of his voice and his looks. He's a short little fella and stuff like that. But, it takes something to exploit what you've got. I mean, there are all sorts of people who look funny and sound funny, and they're not funny at all because they don't know how to exploit those advantages. So, Sorvino, is she deserving of an Academy Award here?
No.
It says she's a winner.
Wow.
So I don't know what that was.
Yikes.
For. Was it
well,
for
maybe
looks
not
or
for
something
that.
Like that.
Maybe
not
for
for
something
this.
else.
No.
But she was adorable. Absolutely beautiful, really.
Yeah. So I think maybe she got that Academy Award on looks. I can't see her all of a sudden having developed a huge amount of looks and won the Academy Award before just on her talent. So, I'd heard of her and stuff like that. I hadn't heard bad or good or whatever. Anyway, Keanu, you keep going, guy. They actually used them right. Keanu Reeves is got one of the, almost like the ultimate deadpan. And it works in the things that, like where he's playing John Wick or whatever he was playing in Matrix and stuff like that. You let him kind of respond in a non-responsive manner to all the weird stuff that's going on around him. The John Wick stuff is highly effective because you can kind of pour your emotions into him because he's like an empty vessel. He's just, these things are happening. His dog gets killed, I think, in the first movie, and you supply the reaction. It's not an overreaction. You want to wreak revenge on, and spoiler alert, I think everyone's seen it. Yeah, he does wreak revenge, and I hope he keeps on wreaking revenge from now until doomsday, because the big trouble is, there's so many of these movies now because people have been reffed over, shall we say. Yes, I'm using rhyming slang. and of course it's what people. It's kind of the response people have when referees are refereeing really bad.
And even in John Wick, when he replaces his, like it was a beagle that got killed, and everyone loves beagles, right? But
if someone doesn't love a beagle,
they're
horrible people.
Yeah. So he replaces his beagle with a pit bull, I think it was. And but even then, you can kind of understand why he would.
Well,
so
if you want the pit bull to fight off the people who just naturally gravitate to pit bulls.
Yeah. So because I don't think there are very many people who like pit bulls.
Well, people that really qualify as being people, they're monsters.
Honestly, there's
they've got
wrong
huge problem.
So in this movie, though, the family dog is this big cuddly pit bull, and oh my gosh, every time, like just seeing the grown-ups, the adults interacting with this dog, I was like, oh, please don't let something bad happen.
Much less the kid.
But
the
there's a little toddler
big enough
that puts her arms around the pit bull, and she has her head kind of over the back.
Yeah.
And that is something you don't do with dogs. It's
a bad
something
idea.
You should really teach children right away, because dogs don't understand that.
They take that as a dominance.
And they don't put up with it a lot of the time. It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
They might,
or pit and miss.
Yeah. So it's one thing if a dog like a basset hound snaps back, but a pit bull. So when seeing that, I was like, oh my gosh,
this jaw won't come loose.
Bad directing and whatever, because you don't do that. You teach children, don't do that. You never put, you want to hug the dog and love them, but the dog is not going to understand that's what you're doing.
Especially
the dog is going to think you're trying to be dominant.
Especially with a kid. Dogs might misunderstand. This thing's about my size. And it's trying to weasel its way into the dominance hierarchy. I'm willing to put up with this for my owner. The owner feeds me. I was going to say it feeds me. That's my opinion of pit bull owners. Now you can tell the real problem ones because they tend to have two on a leash, or on two separate leashes, strutting around the neighborhood. One that really gets me is...
you see the real problem ones when the pit bull has testicles. That's a real problem.
Well, there's all sorts of problems, really. But there's one fellow, a person of definite color, parades around my neighborhood with two pit bulls on a leash. And, this guy really thinks he's a stud.
A person can't even handle one.
One adult male would have trouble handling one pit bull.
The pit bull, they have him pull free of the leash, like the leash is not on, and the pit bull, spoiler alert, he gets hit by a vehicle. Honestly, I don't care. When that happens in the movie, I'm like, oh, thank God, then the little toddler won't get her head chewed off or something.
Well, but they don't let go. They've been bred to, like grab hold of bulls, let's say by the nose or something like that, never let go. So they'll get shot many times and they just won't let go. What were you going to say?
But, I mean, really, they should have just had the pit bull not getting free of the leash, but going with the leash. The leash is out of the person's hand, or the person gets dragged a while and then
gets dragged.
Yeah, because
as I say, like a movie extra.
Very strong
in a
dogs.
Western.
Very strong.
I've seen them pulling a car. Pulling a car. The car would be in neutral, but it was not like a Honda Civic or anything like that. It definitely wasn't. I didn't say a vehicle. It wasn't like a van.
And that dog was not straining. It was excited, and it was just a going.
Pit bulls
they're solid.
The big trouble with them is, aside from their owners, is they are dumb, and you can't train them. They are excitable. They tend to be. They've got all. We had this one book that characterized dogs, 3 different categories. It was bottom in each one of them. They're stupid, excitable, and not trainable. So,
and aggressive.
Aggressive. they can jump to overdrive very, very quickly. So, like the problem with them are the owners. As they say, oh, pit bulls are... No. The problem is the owners, because any owner with any sense wouldn't want a pit bull.
Yeah.
So there are dogs that can protect you, but that are intelligent. For example,
I should
German
not take
Shepherds.
another. That's
There's a
enough.
reason why German Shepherds and not pit bulls are cast in the role of police dogs, because German Shepherds, I suspect they'd be classified as aggressive, but they are intelligent, easily trained,
and very trainable.
So how bad are German Shepherds? They're trained, so they are easily trained, but they are very aggressive. So this was, Pauline knows about this, but this was a huge revelation to me when I was working at the cop shop. One guy who I really liked, he was the goaltender for the police team. He said, James, the last thing you want is to be involved in a bar brawl. In other words, trying to break up a bar brawl and hear the call, send out for the police dog. Because he said, I said, what? Wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't it break up the brawl? He said, no way. A pit bull or a police dog only imprints on its handler. Everything else is an enemy, and that includes people in the blue. Like dogs don't see color, and they'll bite anything in a melee that's moving. Maybe even things that are corpses or stuff like that. So there you go.
So I'm going to put that aside again because James is talking about. So I'm going to talk about the Ice House with Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I didn't see this one.
It's quite long. It's in a few parts, so it's 180 minutes approximately.
Wow,
and
that's impressive. 3 hours.
Yeah, the mystery is actually pretty well told and everything. And Daniel Craig did a fine enough job as a police officer.
I think he plays the best James Bond. He's really threatening. He can play that role. I don't think he plays much of any other type of role, but he does it better than Sean Connery, and Sean Connery is maybe the best. Anyway, he did an okay job, and so long as someone's willing to put up with 3 hours, that may become semi-recommended.
I'm glad I wasn't working out to this one. Boy, this was...
Would have put you to sleep right in the machine?
Well, I didn't go to sleep watching it.
Okay, there you go. Well,
I managed to stay awake. Honestly, at the end of the movie, I'm like, okay, so is that the only mystery that we were supposed to solve? Because honestly, I thought it was going somewhere else with, that was just kind of a sideline or whatever, right?
Well, there you go. I've got to admit that I didn't even see the end.
Oh.
Which means, if it's a mystery or something like that, the mystery is just not good enough to keep me awake, even if I have the case of the drowsies or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So here's another one that I don't even know how it ended.
Well, I mean, there's a few mysteries at the end that explain each other.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
This is at the bottom of the pile.
It's the bottom. Honestly, it's the bottom of every pile now. I am so sick of this series.
Oh my gosh, it's a series.
Yep.
PBS.
This is season 6. Okay. And PBS Masterpiece. I hate the way you can't fast forward through their stupid ads. Viking, river cruises,
blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, I've got that one almost memorized. PBS, you skip through them. It's just when I'm watching.
Yeah, but I can't do that with this.
Oh, there we go. That's why.
That's
almost
why.
Memorized.
Yeah.
One of the places I've actually been to, Moscow, but the other places I
And another thing, I think PBS Masterpiece thinks every one of their episodes is a masterpiece, and so they don't have to play all. What's that? Everybody else has figured that out. Play all. And another thing, remember I reviewed the that Navy NCIS Origins, really high in the stack, because boy, what an improvement. I haven't seen a series that they've managed to improve things so much from the original. And they had a lot of NCIS things, and they probably along the way they were thinking, oh, why change it? It's this works, because people are watching it or whatever. Well, they made some changes, and they were changes for the better. Their intro, really short. Maybe the shortest, or one of the shortest I've seen. Excellent. This one, no, it's still long. Na 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 na.
Oh, you mean like the musical intro?
Oh, I hate that.
And it's a TV show, right?
Yeah.
And
Get with the times. I have to watch this again and again, and this is not the way people watch TV anymore. They do binge watching, where they'll watch a whole bunch at the same time.
Even the guys on sports radio
over and over and over
on movies.
Exactly.
They're into sports, but they'll binge everything.
And another thing, people for a long time, our attention span, or the length of how we pay attention to any visual stimulation is getting shorter and shorter. It's been getting shorter for a long time now. And I can't remember what it is, something like 3 seconds.
Is it that short?
It's so short now. So why would you have an intro that's really long and give people the chance to go, yeah, I've rethought this. I don't want to watch the same thing again. Don't do that. Fix it. And
Please.
You know how you can fix this most of all? Yeah.
Frisbee time.
Yeah. Don't have any more episodes of Miss Scarlet. This is the worst PBS series ever made. It's ridiculous. It's like the people who ruled over the British Isles, and the people of the British Isles, the natives there, they decided, oh, well, we're going to rewrite history and have a woman detective in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And we're going to rewrite history and now make her sidekick Jamaican man a detective in his own right.
Here we go.
And it's ridiculous.
This guy looks almost like a Spaniard or something like that. Maybe not a Latino, someone from Spain. I don't know. Like, cut out if you're going to do a period piece, make it semi-realistic. There's a term I learned in English literature, verisimilitude, or we generally say verisimilitude. But yeah, like, cut out, like, yeah, you had some women novelists back. This is the 19th century, like the 1800s, right?
Well,
and you had some women novelists, but I gather most of them that were successful were using
Queen
a male
Victoria's
moniker.
picture was on the wall in the police station. So
yeah, well, there we go. So she died in 1901. So 1837 and 1901. From what I caught of this, I think it was later in that period. But yeah, this is just ridiculous. There were women novelists, George Eliot and stuff like that, who used a pseudonym and were quite successful. I think Elizabeth Barrett Browning, she used originally, before she married Robert Browning, she was called Elizabeth Barrett, and I think she used her actual name and stuff like that. So maybe as writers, but as a detective, and she's part of an agency, right? Or is she like a private eye? Or
she's...
Did you even want?
No, what happened, the original story, if I remember it correctly, which I don't even care. So I don't even know why I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
But her father was a private investigator.
Oh, okay. Like
and
father,
so
like
he died, and she's like, well, I know how to do this stuff. I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to keep the business going.
Yeah, there we go.
And
like all his clientele are just going to automatically gravitate to her. Yeah, like.
So
like
you
fun.
have 5 minutes to talk about Soul of a Nation if you wanna.
Well, okay. Soul of a Nation. So I've been threatening to cover up its numerous faults. So they are trying to kind of be in the middle. They, of course, showed some stuff that was way too true to be good. I'm kind of channeling George Bernard Shaw, who actually wrote a whole play, and I think it was about, as I recall, I was there when he wrote it. No, he died, I think, a year after I was born. But at any rate, Too True to Be Good, I think it's about Lawrence of Arabia. And I don't know if it's by his name or if there's I think there's a kind of like a name used to cover it. But Lawrence of Arabia is very important because, they might talk about it in this, and you folks should understand. Like there'll be all sorts of folks out there saying, oh, the English, like they were talking on both sides of their mouth at the same time. They were telling, the Balfour Agreement, they were going to give the Jews a homeland. Meanwhile, Lawrence of Arabia, acting in official capacity for them, was telling the Arabs, hey man, you support us against the Turks, and man, oh man, you're going to have your own homeland, and whatever. Yeah, George Bernard Shaw ever so occasionally tried for verisimilitude. And the guy, I believe it's in, the guy who's in Lawrence of Arabia, whatever, based on Lawrence of Arabia, the character, I've forgotten him. He's constantly going against the wishes and will of his superiors. You don't think Lawrence of Arabia was doing that? Of course he was. So when he was telling the Arabs, hey, support us, the Brits, in the Allies, whatever, against the Turkish Empire, we will give you a homeland and take care of you and all that sort of stuff. He wasn't the least bit concerned about the Balfour Declaration or whatever. He wasn't the least bit concerned about the Jews, whatever. All he was doing was making it up out of whole cloth the way George Bernard Shaw has portrayed it. So there we go. So yeah, they showed, I think he's still alive, Mahmoud, is that his name? Abbas? Abu Mazen, he's got different names. Abu Mazen, I think, is his code name for when he's more of a Nazi commie, saying, like in a speech, it's not like, the Jews will never have a homeland, blah, 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 blah. And the Jews, according to the rest of the world, are, if they're not, many left-wingers would just say, like go dive off in the sea, let the Palestinians drive into the sea as they so want to. They're supposed to negotiate with them, like the Yasser Arafat was a Nazi agent. He was a scumbag. This is during World War II. And then afterwards he was protege of Nazis, one in particular. So I'm kind of giving it away. Here's someone talking about Yasser Arafat back in the day. Yasser would do anything for Otto. O-T-T-O. It's not for a car. Not for an auto. It's for Otto. O-T-T-O, not A-U-T-O. And who is that? Otto Skorzeny? I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name. And he was actually active in World War II, as well as active afterwards. A lot of Nazis gravitated to the Middle East because they knew they were figuring they had fellow Judeophobes who could help carry out the at least in part, the final solution. So Otto Skorzeny is the guy who led some paratroopers who rescued Mussolini and spirited him off to the northern part of Italy, and they set it up, what do they call it, the Garda Republic or whatever. So yeah, this thing, watch it, but watch it when you watch it, because there are, they're way too, these people are Jews, these people here, these folks are Jews, and